My Hero Academia right now, it kind of feels like it's at a like the manga in particular, like the anime. I'm like maybe episodes behind, and it's been manga though. It kind of just feels very weird, and I maybe I shouldn't even talk about it because I almost damn near don't have an opinion on it other than like I'm not really digging My Hero's manga right now. I like to a certain degree that is not getting as dark and destructive or whatever you want to call it. It's not going into a route of like absolute despair. So I'm kind of cool with that because at the end of the day, it is kids, and a lot of kids read My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia is damn near like the Dragon Ball Z of the TikTok era to a certain degree of a lot of those kids. Demon Slayer globally is definitely like the Dragon Ball Z, but My Hero Academia is very important to a lot of these kids. So to see, to a certain degree, some of the positive elements from My Hero, I'm actually happy with it. But I ain't gonna lie, like La Brava and Gentoo, it kind of feels like, what are we doing here, fam? What is this? What is going on? And maybe that's just me. Saggy Bones said he stopped reading My Hero around chapter 200. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna of course, keep on and rock out. Horikoshi seemingly is trying to end it at some given point, but My Hero right now, I don't know, dog. It kind of feels like Horikoshi is trying to figure it out himself. I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't know if this is a contract extension where basically like, yo, dog, you got to write manga for another year, and I know you wanted this to be the final arc, so figure it out. And he's like, gentle and bravado, yeah, like just throwing shit at the wall until he gets to that destination, because it kind of just feels a little bit all over the place, and it hasn't. My Hero, I don't know, at some point in time, it kind of slowly has gotten, I don't know if you would call it confused. I don't know, because it's like there's still some of that hype in there, and next chapter I could very well come in and be like, yo, it's crazy, oh my gosh. But it kind of feels like Horikoshi is just a little bit lost, and I do think it's due to the fact of, let's just look at it from a personal perspective, right? He's been doing this since 2014, I think. My Hero debuted like November-ish of 2014, October, November, somewhere in that. So this is a guy that's doing it from 2014. What is that? 2014, that's 6, 8, damn near 9 years. So he's doing this 9 years. A generation that clearly they can't handle making manga like the previous gen. Whatever it is, the previous gen and the gen before them, they were like monstrous gods. Just think about this for a second, dog. Weekly Shonen Jump, then weekly, right? 30 years ago, whenever the hell the Fist of the North Star era came out, dog, he was weekly dropping these detailed buff character drawings and stuff like that, every single week, which takes a lot more detail to draw, and constantly there's a lot of detail in those chapters when on those series of the classics or whatever. Then you get to the next generation where it's still very dope. I'm not downplaying by any means the Naruto, One Piece, Bleach era or whatever, but if you compare to Fist of North Star, I feel like it'd be easier to draw a chapter of Naruto than it'd be to draw a chapter of Fist of North Star with the amount of detail. Then you get to this generation, and maybe not this generation because there's already a generation coming up under it, but you get to the My Hero generation, and it feels like they can't handle it. Like, this is the era where everything's really hit the fan, and mangaka are breaking down, and they're coming out publicly saying, we are breaking down. We're seeing, it's as if like, whoa, shit. It's as if people are like getting weaker. What? Think about it. Yo, how we went from we was able to draw, you know what I'm saying? We was giving you the detail. And then, we drawing, we're getting there to, can I draw? I'm falling apart. Like, what happened to people? Yo, that's kind of crazy, dog. It's as if like we're regressing physically or something weird. You can't really compare, you can't compare My Hero and One Piece. And I'm gonna tell you why you can't compare it. I guarantee you there's like probably 20 people that work on One Piece at a time, and there's probably like 9 or 8 people that work on My Hero. One Piece is an entire Broadway play, so to speak, with Oda at the center of it, while My Hero is still like, there's different leagues, dog. This is a legacy series that's been around 1,000+ chapters. My Hero, where are we on? The 300s? We were somewhere in the 300s, right? Very different. They're not going to have the same thing. So it's a lot harder to draw My Hero. And oh my God, imagine if it's probably a lot harder, not probably, if it is a lot harder for the My Hero people to make a chapter of My Hero than it is for Oda, then what happens with the Undead Unluck or the Witch Watch, where they're not making a lot of money to hire the big staff. They can't do it like Oda. They can't do it like Horikoshi. They can't do it like Tabata. Kind of crazy. It's like indie artists signed to a major label, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's, it's hard, it's difficult. Philly Cat said, I think it's not the mangaka getting weaker as opposed to the support they had 30 years ago not being there, and they're just required to do so much more than just work. 30 years ago, they sucked shit up. Pause. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like different levels. You know what I'm saying? 30 years ago, it feels like getting into different industries and trying to make it and stuff like that was a lot more difficult than it is right now. I mean, again, going back to music, dog, to make a demo, I still to this day don't really know, unless you had connections and you knew somebody that had a studio that would give you some free studio time. How the hell you made a demo back in the days on cassette? My brain can't even wrap around that. So while they were struggling trying to put their demos together and all that stuff, now we have the convenience of you could literally put together a demo that could get you, you know, wherever you're trying to go with your career, blowing the hell up or whatever it is, right through here. You can make a whole demo right through here. So if you know what I'm saying, whether you want to draw a comic book, whether you want to make music, whether it is, whatever it is, you can do it all right here now. Back in those days, they didn't have those luxuries. They didn't have the digital tablets where you could just immediately, you know, delete the line, press return or whatever the hell to get rid of what you just did. It's shit. We messed up. Scrap this one. Try it again. But nowadays, my only competition is when I go in that bathroom and I look in that mirror. When I go right here and I see in the mirror, me. Absolutely. That person in the mirror is the competition and who I'm trying to win against. And I know you're probably looking at it as he's being mystified, you know, he's being cliche. That is 1,000,000,000%. None of these people on YouTube is my competition. None of them. Not a single one. ForneverWorld is my competition. Fornever News is my competition. Nimrod Media Inc. is my competition. Fornever Space, minus my dudes and my bros, Max Powers and Martial Arts. Shout outs to them. Not including you guys. Those are my competition. Me, when I look in the mirror, can I beat this guy and everything that he's, you know what I'm saying, putting me up against? Can I win? Dizzy Dreamer Z, that's so true. There are probably people in here that don't know what a cassette is. That's crazy. Yo, dog, sometimes when I be talking to my nieces and nephews, or even with my kid, I be there like, oh my God, they don't know about this movie. Oh my God, they don't know what an 8-track is or a cassette. Or, I mean, they're starting to know a little bit about vinyl. They're bringing vinyl back. But it's like, whoa, just like that. All of these things. And imagine, like, things that I wouldn't know that, like, you know, let's just say my parents' generation or my grandparents' generation. How many things already that I don't even know and that has been lost to time, so to speak. So, like, yo, your kiddos don't even know what a cassette is, an 8-track, vinyl, and maybe vinyl now, whatever. But, like, how many things that I don't know? How much has been lost? And this is just in a matter of one generation. Imagine 5 generations, 10 generations, how many things that we will never know about, like the origins of even before the 8-track and what came before that, Betamax, and what came before that and that and that and that. Like, there's probably incremental things that led into that. We won't know, may have been lost forever, or of course we haven't done the research yet to find out, but it's madness. It's madness. And then once those people from that generation obviously pass on and whatnot, then there's like, damn, we really don't know no more. It's gone, over with. And just like that, they, you know, the history books is written the way they are to exclude stuff. Craziness.
I have a dream alone in my room as I sit with the tea. Couldn't possibly think what I often see, and you don't even know how I often blink. Lights be flashing and looking at me, such an odd unique, yet I'm so unique and you're looking at me. If the walls could talk, they would probably repeat, and I'd probably say, bitch, get the fuck off me.